we got a good story here about Dave Mustaine, but let's start it off with my favorite Dave Mustaine clip of all time.
It's a way of life. There's a fire inside of us. And as long as you don't let anybody take it from you, right? As long as we stick together, there's nobody that can fuck with us.
Dave Mustaine is at his philosophical best, right there. So Dave Mustaine on Future of Metal, as long as people make good records, there's nothing to worry about. In an interview with Diario El Salvador, Megadeth leader Dave Mustaine was asked for his opinion about the future of heavy metal. He responded, well, I think as long as people make good records, there's nothing to worry about. It went through a period in the 90s where a lot of musicians tried to jump into the metal community and say they were metal players, and they weren't really. They were just kind of normal players, and you could tell, and it really hurt our community. But these things correct themselves all the time, and I'm glad to see the community's looking strong right now. That might relate to the Glenn Benton thing, too, the Weezer thing.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily think that's true. I think, like, because of the alternative thing in the 90s, metal kind of got, I don't know, I want to say evolved a little.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, all music evolves constantly. So it was like bands, bands like Pantera kind of evolved the heavier side of things, while, bands like Faith No More kind of evolved the more alternative side of
things. No, I think metal had to evolve because alternative made it. You know what I mean? Else we would still be stuck in the hairband.
Yeah, totally. Things had to change, and I think like people like Dave Mustaine, like there are some rocker people who are kind of just like, I hated the grunge era. But then you talk to people like Kenny from Typo Negative, for example, and he's like, that was he made the best point. He's like, that was the last time that rock music was like in the topping the charts.
Yes.
Anyway, let's keep going. Last month, Dave Mustaine was asked by Lucia Sapina of Paraguay's Trace channel how he views the thrash metal genre today. He said, well, it's hard to say how I view the genre because there are so many different subsections of heavy metal. When it first started, it was hard rock, and then heavy metal came, and then the new wave of British heavy metal came, and then there was power metal and speed and thrash metal and black metal and white metal and death metal and core metal and true metal. God, how many metals can you possibly have? So for me, what I'm aware of is what Megadeth is doing. Regarding what the secret to Megadeth and his longevity is, this is the part that I definitely wanted to kind of like discuss. Is he says the secret, I think, is being honest with yourself and don't try and act. And I don't try and act like I'm better than other people because I know I'm not. I know there's a better singer out there than me. I know there's a better guitar player out there than me. So I enjoy what I possess, the gifts I have. I enjoy the friends that I've made, and I love my job, so I can't wait to do it. Has Dave turned over a new leaf?
This does not sound like Dave. Eric, I don't know if you know this. I normally pick on Dave because he's still.
I know, and I don't blame you.
Yeah, he's still whining about Metallica how many years later, but like, this seems like a decent person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I came across this video of him on TikTok today, and I almost included it, but it was him playing with Metallica in San Francisco in like 2010.
Yeah, I remember that. That was great.
Yeah, and they're playing Metal Militia, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was actually a really cool time. Not to get off the subject, but Metallica brought on a lot of people from different areas, and that's when they actually brought on John Bush, the lead singer for Armored Saint and Anthrax, and said, we actually chose this guy to be our lead singer, and he turned us down. And John Bush sang Four Horsemen, nailed that song.
I love John Bush's voice.
So do I. And I mean, just hearing him, seeing him on stage with Metallica and seeing him rip into that song was just amazing. Have you seen that, Joey?
Mm-mm.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, send it to me too. I don't think I've seen
John Bush, singer of Armored Saint, he's amazing.
Yeah. And going back to the thing about 90s metal, like he changed Anthrax for the better.
Yeah, he did.
Anthrax kind of went through like that record Sound of White Noise was it was so good because it was like, I think they did the best job of like incorporating some of that grunge vibe into their music without really changing much.
But I mean, let's go. I mean, going back to the Dave Mustaine part of this, I know we can't show it, but to me, if you can make Lars cry on camera,
yeah,
he gets some respect.